our news bulletin for this evening. Politicians get pointers on how to identify and combat corruption. Mosquito spraying program starts as the Health Department ramp up campaigns to get rid of mosquitoes. New school uniform for Niue Primary School, the first change after more than 20 years. The inaugural Waitangi Cuisine Fiesta proves to be a big hit as the New Zealand High Commission opens up home grounds to the people. Local parliamentarians are in a workshop for the next few days to raise awareness about concepts of corruption and ways to combat corruption. This is part of a 4-year regional anti-corruption project jointly implemented by the UN Office on Drugs and Crime and the UN Development Programme. The UN Pacific Regional Anti-Corruption Project aims to help Pacific Island countries fight corruption. GOPAC, UNDP and UNODC have come together to hold workshops for Pacific parliamentarians. We turned up to their session today and spoke to John Hyde, who is a former Australian parliamentarian and journalist who now works as an advocacy and parliament consultant for GOPAC, to find out more about the concepts of anti-corruption.
What may be considered corrupt or wrong in some countries may be different elsewhere. So we're very much making sure that local communities have an understanding themselves about what is unacceptable behaviour. If somebody isn't giving you a gift or an afternoon tea for 3 years, but 2 weeks before an election they want to be really friendly towards you and are giving you things, then perhaps that's the threshold issue. We're also seeing that the issue of what's culturally appropriate in a village. So people in the Pacific share all the time, but it's about seeing what is genuine sharing where there's not an expectation of you getting something in return. In many ways, Niue's adopted codes of conduct and the Pacific Island Foreign Secretariat principles of good governance. So they're very good guiding documents. What we're about in this workshop is talking to MPs and saying, okay, how do you need help to implement these, to make sure that when you're reviewing the activities of the Commission or government departments, that money that's being used from the public purse is being used properly. So MPs have that very important oversight role. And all of these guidelines are in the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. So we think there are some very big benefits for Niue signing on to this and getting some assistance from around the world and also elsewhere in the Pacific.
The issues surrounding transparency and best practices are some ways that have been used to tackle corruption. The importance of understanding what these concepts are in our local context and also building the confidence of people to report practices that they may see as corrupt is another matter.
Members of Parliament need to know, is there a way that people can report things safely? Should it be through the police? You have in your legislation for an ombudsman, which is the traditional way that people would report, but that position is unfilled. So that issue here is something that we'll probably discuss. But of course, these are costly, and you need to be ensuring that there are processes there that are affordable, but also that make people feel that they do have somewhere they can go.
The anti-corruption workshops will run for the next 2 days, where there will also be sessions with the Public Accounts Committee of the Niue Legislative Assembly. Public health teams have started their mosquito spraying program this week as part of ongoing vector control on the island. Recent health concerns for the spread of the Zika virus has prompted proactive measures to control mosquito populations, especially those that spread diseases such as dengue, Zika and chikungunya. Niue's Public Health Division have put plans in motion and are asking for public cooperation.
We also managed to kick off our mosquito spraying program on Friday, and that was to cover the 2 schools as well as some of the residential homes that are closer to the school. So this week the team has started off with Alofi South, and today they finished with Hui Hui, and they're down to Tapio area. So by the afternoon they should be able to reach mid Alofi South. We'd just like to encourage all of our families at this point in time to continue to clean up our homes, and not just to rely on the mosquito spraying program, because that's just a minor portion of our preventative measures at the moment. But the onus is on each and every family to clean up our homes first before the mosquito spraying team comes around to your homes to do the spraying programs.
The Department of Agriculture have also put forward their support, offering the use of their boom sprayer that is normally used for invasive species but can also be used for vector control initiatives. This week's spraying program will be focused mainly in the township of Alofi before proceeding to go towards the outer villages on the northern side.
For the nationwide mosquito spraying program, it's going to take the team at least 4.5 weeks to do the whole island. That is because they only be working 4 days a week, and that is early in the morning for a couple of hours as well as in the afternoon, as per advice by the World Health Organization. Other measures that we have in place, we were also able to send out some information last week on Thursday in regards to the sort of precautionary measures that the public should be able to do to prepare ourselves and to prevent our population from getting the Zika virus. I guess just like the preparations that we made or have done for dengue fever as well as chikungunya, it's the same principles applying. Just to try and destroy and get rid of all the mosquito breeding places around our homes, and to make sure that we also have some mosquito repellents or mosquito nets that our kids can use when they go to sleep, and as well as to burn all the rubbish that are outside our home.
Most spraying sessions will be carried out in the early morning from 6 to 8 and then continued in the afternoons after work, but this is also dependent on weather. Newer primary school students are looking neat and tidy in their new uniforms that arrived last week. This is the first time that Niue Primary School has changed its uniform since all the schools amalgamated in 1989 in Halamahanga, almost 30 years ago, with a standard blue dress and white top for girls and grey pants and white top for boys. According to Niue Primary School's principal, Mrs. Itsitugui Tonga, the discussions to change the uniforms were introduced some 3 years ago because parents wanted a more affordable option that was easy to wash and last long, and a uniform with no white material. A survey was carried out last year with the parents, and the final result was a change for uniform. Later on, samples were provided for parents to assess. The new uniforms for the boys, royal blue polo shirt and navy blue shorts. As for the girls, they have a yellow gold polo and navy blue shorts with the original monogram that was created by the first Niue Primary School principals. Tropicana Niue won the bid to supply the school uniforms for both schools and are also providing other school gear from hats, shoes and backpacks to complete the look. Due to limited stocks and sizes, not all students have their new uniforms, but most are expected to arrive on the next flight. In the meantime, students have been given until the end of the term to source their new uniforms. More than 60 people of all ages turn up to the New Zealand High Commission compound to celebrate Waitangi Day on Saturday. Despite the heat, many of the children's activities had eager participants trying to win the various treat bags and prizes. It was a fun-filled atmosphere with much laughter and competition in the form of tug-of-war, balloon popping, throwing beanball bags at the stacked tins, amongst other activities. From freshly baked cheese rolls to chocolate brownies, mini pancakes and sausage sizzle, and more refreshments enough for all present. Even the pool was open for those who needed a nice cool dip to cool down. The New Zealand High Commissioner, Ross Ardern, was delighted with the turnout and noted that this event is in its early stages and helps to strengthen the special relationship New Zealand has with Niue, as well as the importance of Waitangi Day to all New Zealand citizens. About 11 individuals entered into the cuisine competition, with more than 20 different dishes plated up and served to the 3 judges. For the fusion category, Pauline Blumsky won the top prize for her fusion of pineapple and lolly new creation. In the Pavlova section, Sonia Tafatu's mouth-watering creation won over the judges. Master Christian Funaki surprised all by winning the lamb dish category. However, the overall winner went to Falalafa's Lofa Rex. Young Asher Rex won the best dress category, winning an All Blacks jersey. A definite thumbs up for the first ever Waitangi Day Cuisine Fiesta, and hopes for more to come. That concludes our news bulletin for this evening. Do join us again for our next news bulletin on Thursday. Ke rano wha, nui ne po.